Okay, so
So now suddenly we're listening to all kinds of people who've taken psychedelics and they've said, oh, I took such and such psychedelic and I now realize all is one. All isn't one. And in fact, all is one is something that I have never, for all the new for age friends I have never seen them actually live it out. Why? If all is one, why don't you empty your bank account and give it to me? Because it's just all one. Let's just make it one bank account and let's keep it in mind. How about your car? How about anything else I'd like to have of yours if all is one? No, nobody lives like that. All is one. Well, I had a psychedelic experience and I realized that all is one. Okay, good for you. Now what?
I just wanted to mention that section there, this part where he says, like, well, if all is one, why don't you live this way? This way he described sounding an awful lot like the way that JC guy says to live, if you ask me. My hand is currently very unified with the rest of me, and so it won't do evil things like try and strangle me during a live stream because of the unity we experience together. But if we didn't experience this unity, my hand would be free to do evil to the rest of me. Now,
It's all the rage today in occult circles to say, all is one, you are God, and separation is an illusion. But none of that is actually true, it just sounds nice. A hand has 5 fingers. Your thumb is not your pinky, and your pinky is not your thumb. But they are both your hand. Your hand is not more real than your fingers, and your fingers are not more real than your hand. This wave is not this wave, but they are both the ocean. Separation is an illusion, but unity is also an illusion. For no unity is ever absolute, and no division is ever absolute.
Paul was simply trying to distinguish between a kind of pseudo-mysticism that chases experience, which AA would oppose, and the experience of God and mysticism as such, which is beyond the experiences. Santa! You missed it all. No, I'm still going through it. We're at the secret message from Miriam part. The word of the day includes disingenuous. Pareidolia. What?
Pareidolia.
Say it again.
Pareidolia.
Ooh, I like the way you say it. Say it again.
Pareidolia.
Okay, the tendency to perceive a specific and often meaningful image in a random or ambiguous visual pattern.
This effect is called pareidolia, and it's what causes people to see faces where there are none. Pareidolia is technically a kind of hallucination. It is to see something which is not physically there, and it happens more often than you think. This is not a man's face. It's a piece of stone. This is not the moon. It's a picture in my room.
Is Santa a Christian mystic? No.
This is the iconic vision of the medieval cosmos that Lewis tried to get his students and audiences to see and breathe and feel.
Yes, that's terribly embarrassing. I'm joining. I am your first member. Hi, I'm Griswold Grimm and a member of the Order of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, and Mystics Anonymous. But I want to object to this new agey thing and explain why I would do such a thing as to say this age mysticism, outpouring tsunami. Okay, so the this age part. The new age, they started selling us the new age in the 70s. Isn't it this age now? Have we not followed the water bearer into the age of Aquarius? When does that even start?
The solstice is December 21st. So this year, in the age of Aquarius, in the constellation of Aquarius, the Star of Bethlehem will appear on the year's longest night, brighter than it has been in 4 centuries. And I believe anyway, that after that, there will be a shift, and the tide will turn. And I believe the reason it will is because you've heard all of this. I have it on good authority that that's how it's going to work. And after the year I've had, I don't have it in me to doubt it. Welcome to the new Ion. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a happy 2021.
Because the Earth is on a wobble, from what I understand, the technical time is going to be 2,150 years, right? That is the time of each procession.
So I don't know. I am not of the view that the astronomy is really that significant. The processions moving have changed the position of the zodiac. You know, the zodiacal constellations are not in the place that they were when the signs and systems of astrology were put in place, but they still function because it is not celestial.
Interesting.
We are in a transitionary phase where you're moving between Pisces and Aquarius, and you're getting, as I would say, just the beginning of Aquarius. Like this is just like chapter 0, like when you open a book and like it's like the preview, like it's telling you what the book is about.
It's also, Christianity does not take hold in 0. It takes a lot of time to develop it. And it's something that Crowley foresees, that, it's going to take quite a long time to actually establish the systems. The motifs are already at play.
Not New Age, this age.
If tradition becomes stagnant, it's not really helping you much. Christianity is going to survive. It has to find its mystic heart. It has to be able to grow still. And I feel that if we, in this age of technocracy, if we can't find our spirit in our bodies anymore, we're going to be in trouble.
We are in trouble.
We're going to be in trouble. Understatement of the day. We're so in trouble.
The Christian of the future will be a mystic or will not exist at all. Now, that's a hyperbolic statement because...
Is it though? First of all, we're going back to the definition of the mystic as one who has direct experience of God. And that's probably going to be the only Christians we have left, don't you think?
Hi!
Hello and welcome.
It's great to see you, by the way.
Great to be seen. Great to be seen.
Yeah. Cool.
I think it's mystical when people donate through the super chats like Upcycle Club here for the mystical space. Thank you, Ups, very much.
That guy's so good, that Upcycle dude. Look at this. Jonathan Peugeot talks about not holding on to, like any kinds of mystical experiences or miracles, and not just living on those alone. And I can understand that. I mean, it's like, no, like there's work to do, and when we're lucky or blessed, we get to experience some of those crazy, cool, mystical experiences, and those are quite joyful, but they're not the point. Maybe that helps. I don't know.
I think Brand is a terrible example for a mystic. Unless you're just associating drug use, exploratory exploring your consciousness with psychedelics as mysticism, and that's a cheapening of it that I don't believe in. Oh, hey, MJ, good to see you.
Now, mystical, when we say mystical, we don't mean unknowable. Our reason is just going on in our own mind. But to truly experience God, to have a mystical experience of God, is to truly know him as a person, which can only come through exiting your own mind, through recognizing God as truly other than us. This is the moment of faith. That's the leap of faith. And it's only through that you can have communion with God. So I think that it is a bit of a meme that the West is rational as opposed to the mystical Orthodox Church. And I think a lot of that meme is based on a misunderstanding of Western theology, but also a misunderstanding of what mystery means in Orthodoxy. It's not just something we never can know, but it's something only known through faith, not through reason. Not that it's irrational or unreasonable, just that there are limits to reason, because it's our own mind thinking. I do think there is truth to it, though. Like, the West did have a specific line of thought that was very much rationalism. It led to Hegel, where he had this whole project for reason to explain the totality of absolute. So that is very much true, but some of the most communal thinkers have been Catholics.
Unmediated experience, I think, is really important in Christianity. Like, Meister Eckhart and Teresa of Avila are really, the ecstasy of that interaction, I think, is poignant. But I also understand their suspicion of, don't get too lost in the transcendent because we need you here. If you get, this happens even in the Eastern traditions, you have these sadhus who can't function because they're so, somewhere else, that they're no longer truly embodied. The whole point of the Christian story is that we incarnate here to bring spirit heaven here. So
Russell Brand is, I'm not a big fan of his. God, I'm just going to be so much more unpopular like by the end of this stream.
Why?
Like,
Because you don't like Russell Brand?
Just because, like, I've become more and more vocal on my stance on things that are annoying to me, and people just completely miss it. But whatever, I don't give a shit. Hey, I got mushrooms. Want to see? See?